Hello, crafting friends. Welcome to my podcast. My name's Barbara Radzavigas, and this is Bondo Crafter. I reverted back to my original name. I craft, so I'm crafting. So, hi, crafting friends. Welcome to my podcast. My name is Barbara Radzavigas, and this is Bondo Crafter. Welcome to my lounge room where I do most of my crafting, knitting and sewing, mainly quilting. This week I have made my son, I've finished the socks. They're lovely, self-striping. I'm so glad that they're finished. I made the large size vanilla socks. They are so soft. I'm so happy they're finished. But they were so quick, it only took me a couple of days. It's a basic sock pattern and it turns out perfectly every time. And with a vanilla sock pattern, you can do any design you like on it. And I really like self-striping because it's a surprise all the time. I did 2x2 ribbing, I cast on with bigger needles, as I've said before, because we want stretch at the top. Then I did 12 rows of the ribbing, 20 rows of the leg. I love this heel, knit one, slip one, purl row. It's very smooth on the foot and the gusset. No holes. I found out how to make no holes in there. It was disappointing when I first started knitting because my socks would have holes just here. And then I found out if I gave it a tug and knitted closely to the knitted fabric just before it, I wouldn't get holes. And then because it's thicker wool, it's DK, I only needed to do, how many rows did I do? 40 rows. 40 rows exactly to the tip of the cast off for the toe. And these are big socks for my son. They're perfect. Nothing's perfect, but you know, it's as close as I can get to perfect. I really wanted them to match. But I just missed by about half a metre. Luckily, 2 toes are white, but you can see if you look really carefully that I'm out by a row. It does not matter. And the sock that I got, the wool that I got is by Nicole Mendez, and it's called Coffee Break. I got it on Etsy, from her Etsy shop. Her Etsy shop is called Nicole Mendez. So I finished that. I'm wearing my beautiful, snuggly warm Ernie tee by Charlie at the Knit Edit. It's lovely. But I'm wearing that today because it's very chilly here in Bondi. I am up early. It's like 6:45 a.m. and it's winter. Well, it's winter tomorrow. In this episode, I'm going to show you how to do cozies for hot soup and noodles, or anything you really want to put in it. This one has got a pattern there and plain, but you can do anything. And so I'm doing these two to show how, with 2.5-inch strips just sewn together, then cut into 10-inch squares. I'll get the sewing machine out later. I also have to do put the bindings on the quilts that I did yesterday. So it's Monday today. I will get my work on and then I'll be up to quilting them, so that will be so fun. I have tried a few projects. I've tried casting on for a Stephen West shawl. I think it's called Slip something. The slip scarf. It is so beautiful. It's got holes and everything. But it's too complicated. Well, it's not too complicated. It's just maybe not for me at the moment. I have tried 3 times. With the cast on I-cord, it's very odd because I end up with uneven stitches. I thought I would try just casting on, but that didn't work either. So yeah, let's see how we go today. These socks look lovely. They're on the blockers now. I finished them 5 seconds ago. Everything went well. So fast to knit. So lovely. I hope they're very comfortable to wear. I'm going to take them off the blockers and talk a bit more about them. These are the coffee effects on the recipient, my son Nathan. He quite likes them.
I do.
Coffee's his favourite subject.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they look okay. There's no relaxed.
Bye.
Phone call. My husband, my granddaughter has had some bronchitis and he's gone to see if she's okay. So finishing up with talking about this beautiful pattern. I thought I had enough yarn, you know, and I ran out of white first. So I am using up all my little scraps. The white has been finished, and so I couldn't make the pattern here longer. I would have liked to, but when I tried it on, it was fitting okay anyway, and I decided to cast off. Also, I'd run out of green, and golly, I had like this much green left when I finished, so it's good. With the casting off, to get this pattern, I just cast off every row. So the first row was 4 stitch, every 4 stitches, then every 3, and then every 2, every 1. It might look really nice with a big pom-pom, so I'm thinking that might also be a thing. But here, hang on, I'll try it on. Here I am with my hat. It's beautiful. I think the pattern shows up really nicely. So I would recommend this pattern to anyone. The small size would fit my 6-year-old granddaughter, I would say. You know, just depends on the size. But I decided to make large just because my hair is longer now, and I put in a bun, a horsey tail really, twisted up, and I thought, So yeah, what are your thoughts on this beautiful pattern? Leanne, if you're watching, if you ever watch my podcast, what do you think? I'll just stand up and let you have a look at how this jumper fits. I made size 5. I always make size 5. That's me. It's 1X. It's a lovely fit. Sleeves fit lovely. I especially love the colours. I love it. We all love a lovely, cozy jumper. I'm on my way home. It's a beautiful sunny day at the end of May. Look at these camellia trees. They're so beautiful this time of the year. And beautiful white ones. And all the leaves are falling off the trees. Just about. Beautiful gardens. I do love white camellias. It's a double. So beautiful. Here I am home from shopping. We'll have a look in this fab bag when I get upstairs. I'm upstairs now sitting down, and this is what I purchased today. I just love going to the Japanese shop. It is so fun, and the things there are so interesting. It's like going to Japan. I was looking for gifts that I could put inside envelopes for overseas mail. Mainly, that's what I went to buy, and this is what I got. So some of the things that I want to send overseas have to be flat in an envelope. So that's mainly what I was looking for. And I looked in the paper shop, but I ended up in the Japanese shop. And I'm not sure if I got gifts or not. Maybe they're for me. But these little pouches are so cute. And the things in the Japanese shop are mainly $2.60 for everything that I bought, each item. There are items that are more than $2.60, but mainly it's a $2.60 shop, and I love it. So I got some little bags, 2 pairs of baby socks. They're beautiful. For newborns, I'll put those with my quilt packages that I send out. These are fab gift bags. They're cute. There's 28 bags in this. So, good value. I bought a funnel for my rice. I empty the rice into a plastic container with a lid, and it has a big opening so I can use this for my rice. I love it. And then I bought these for my stove, so they're to go on the gas rings, the gas burners, and there's 4 in a pack, so foil, and they're not they're a really nice colour. So yeah, Mickey Mouse. Oh, that's my shopping for today. I've cast on another shawl. It's the Stay Soft shawl in this beautiful sock yarn. I'm using two different balls at the moment because I'm up to the stripe section. Cast it on last night, and isn't that just beautiful? I think these colours are lovely together. I'm up to this part. It's coming out really nice, and all the beautiful colours in this skein. It is 80% wool, 20% nylon. I'll just get the labels. I thought I had a label with the with this one, but I can't see it. I don't know what I've done with it. This other yarn is called Plume. It is lovely. Hedgehog fibres. It is 90% merino, 10% wool. 90% merino, 10% nylon. And it is lovely. The colours are just beautiful. I'll have a look for the other wool band and see if I can find it, and I'll put it in the description box. But that's my cast on. I'm loving it. I hope it looks lovely when I'm finished. I was looking through my quilt tops, and this was one of them. Made this a few years ago and haven't finished it. It's a Salvage quilt, or made from salvages of fabrics that I was using or have collected over a long period of time. Yeah, it is so pretty. I think these quilts are so interesting because they sort of, well, they are a record of fabrics that I've used. It has all their names on it and the name of the print and everything. So pretty. A few tulips. The birds are really cute. Some Australian fabrics. The blocks are 10-inch squares. Very easy to make. I've sewn them to a base, just a white or off-white fabric, and that's how you do it. You just sew them onto it, and it feels, you know, that's another layer. So there's 2 layers really of fabric, and they're just joined, you know, how you would normally join blocks, except they're a little thicker. Some beautiful fabrics. I really like the Japanese prints. Lovely. Some K facets. some Australian cockatoos. Oh, I remember the red one there. A lot of facet collectives, Australian prints. Oh, I really like the runners. Well, I like them all really. And it's sort of a memory quilt from that period. So this is before COVID. I made this. So it's really going back in time. But hopefully I will sew back to it and quilt it soon, this year. Has anyone else made a Salvage quilt? I think they're really a neat quilt top. Just need to make progress. It's Sunday, everybody's gone to the shed, and I am up to the stage on these small quilts where I've sewn around the edge, 1/4 of an inch in on the 5 of them. Now I'm going to trim them, and that is a day's work for me. I have been doing it since 7, and it is now 9:20, so 2.5 hours nearly. And it's not a slow job making quilts. Not a fast job, I mean. It's quite slow and intensive, but I'm getting there, and this is a start. The other 4. So I've gone around the edge on all of them and now trimming. So this is a fun part to get done, and I'm so pleased. Next I will be attaching the binding, then quilting. But yeah, getting on with it. This is a space I have on the end of my table, and as you can see, I am trimming. Judith gave me a new blade for my rotary cutter, and it just is so smooth. You know how it is when you get a new blade for your rotary cutter. So happy. But anyway, I've started. I've made a start. This is my second last quilt. This step will have taken me about 3 hours. So I will be pleased when I've completed it. This is a lovely little pink quilt. I don't usually make pink. I've probably said before, you know, pink is the least colour that I collect. But when I make them up, they are just so beautiful. I made Audrey a ballet bag out of that fabric. And Baba and I think it's Estelle, dear little elephant. And these beautiful clothes that we used to get in books with tabs. And you get the little doll, and you would dress her in the clothes that you've cut out with the little tabs on it and fold the tabs over. I used to love doing that when I was about 10. So fun. This is a lovely quilt. I hope some little girl likes it. And this beautiful fabric I got from the UK. I just love it. So yeah, nice little girl's quilt. Second last. I finished trimming, and that is a nice little pile of quilts. I'm thinking, I don't think I can do it today. I've been doing it for 3 hours now. This is a binding I've chosen for most of them, except for the pink one. The pink one, this one has more pink in it, and the flowers, I'm thinking that for the pink, but I'm going to have to make some more binding. And the quilts are just so neat after they've been trimmed. You know how it is. It's just, they're just lovely. All the beautiful colours. They're so cute. This one is my favourite. I just love the colours in it. We'll have a look at it up the right way. I just love the colours, the browns and the golds and that lovely red. And space. So yeah, that's my morning's work. I'll leave it now for a couple of days, I think. I also had some 2.5 inch pieces left over, so I made them into a piece of fabric. Just have to iron it. And then I'm going to make some soup holders, you know, for the hot soup. So I might do, I'll video how I do that, because it's just really 2 squares with some batting in it. Another fun project. This is a space I have on the end of my table, and as you can see, I am trimming. Judith gave me a new blade for my rotary cutter, and it just is so smooth. You know how it is when you get a new blade for your rotary cutter. So happy. But anyway, I've started. I've made a start. I thought I would show you how I make these today. I found some batting, some off-cut batting, and I've cut it into 2 10-inch squares, and then I cut it down by 1/2 inch on 2 sides, so it's a 9.5-inch square. I've got 2 of them because I'm making 2. So, and I made it out of these. So I cut those down last night, and they are 2 10-inch squares, and I made 4 of them. I thought I would have the back and the front the same this time. So I'll just turn the camera down here a bit. So this is what I have. So we'll turn 1 upside down. It doesn't matter if the measurements aren't perfect, so you can see there's overlap. And then I think I'll have the strips going the opposite way on this side. So have them this way. So I have a little quilt sandwich. Now I'm just going to sew around the edge and just catch the edge of the batting and leave a small space in the middle, about 4 inches. and then I'll turn it inside out. I'll get the sewing machine out now. I've been doing a lot of preparing quilts this week, and this is what I have left over, some strips. They're 2.5-inch strips, and instead of making it into binding, I joined them together so it's with the fabric. Some really nice prints. Judith gave me this one, as is. I was just going to use it for binding, but I decided to use it for this project. So what I'm going to do is fold this into quarters, so it's this big, and it will be a 10-inch square, a perfect 10-inch square for the top of my soup, hot soup holders. So this is a perfect size for a cup of soup. So easy to make. So you just, and I will do a video on it, but you have this lovely part as the top. You can have any fabrics really, any leftovers. This is the one I made about 5 years ago. So you can see they wear really well, and it's been in the washing machine and the dryer and everything. And yeah, it's just a square with some batting in the middle, so it's a little quilt. And then you sew around the edges, sew the batting in, sew across the corners diagonally, and it fits a soup bowl, and it's reversible. It's beautiful. This is one of my favorite projects for leftovers. I'll just go and get a cup and I'll show you what it looks like. So this is a rice bowl. We love rice with anything really. Fried rice with chicken is lovely. Spaghetti is fabulous. And when it's hot, it fits perfectly into this shape. So it is more, that's for the rice, and this is my soup cup. It holds a cup of soup, very hot. It is perfect. So yeah, so with just a small amount of leftovers with the fabric, you can make 4 of these. Such a fun project. So, next video I will be up to the stage and I will show you exactly how to make a hot soup or just hot food holder. I hope you like it. Join me next time. I'm just sitting in front of this beautiful site. This is all my work this morning, Sunday morning. I don't do this every Sunday morning, but this is a fab thing to be doing. I just love it. And I just love how it looks. Let me show you. This is what I see right in front of me. My quilts, ready to go. But just looking at them is so pleasing. It's like looking at paints for me. All the different colours together. How things work together. That's my other one. Aren't fabrics just fabulous, friends? Quilts. I found some batting last night, and it's not exactly 10 inches, so when I sandwiched the back and front, I trimmed it down to a 9.5-inch square, so not quite 10 inches, and then I pinned all around the edges, and I've marked the grid very lightly with a pen so I know where to sew. So this is the next step, and we're calling them hot hot food huggers. I found an ad in a magazine and they call theirs hot food huggers. So I'm thinking that's as good a name as any. So now to sew around the edges and the grid and turn them. This morning it's the 30th of May and I'm sewing around putting the binding on my quilts. They're all lined up there. There's 5 of them. And, you know, it's not an easy... It's exhausting, really. I've gone round 1. So... and what is the time? It's taken me about 3/4 of an hour to go round. That's to attach the binding. I love the binding. And this time, I've put a label on. I found my labels from ages ago. And I thought, oh, I'll attach a label. So, there it is. So it's not very obtrusive on the overall scheme of things. And I'll probably quilt through it, although I can see on the front where I've attached it. So that's 1 down, 4 to go. Oh, I'm so tired. Still going. I thought we would have a look at the binding attached. And I think this stage I particularly love when the binding is on, because it makes it nearly finished, but it makes it so neat, the whole project. So this is how it looks. And the binding I made myself, it's just scrap binding. So a lot of 2.5-inch strips of all varying lengths, and I just sew them all together and use them as binding. And I really like it because it's sort of, you know, it goes with all the fabrics. I like mitered corners. Now my mitered corners are getting better. Well, about 3 or 4 years now, I've had mitered corners that actually look really well. The machine ones anyway. And yeah, so a very nice stage to be at. Here's my label on the back. Oh, a lovely little quilt. Isn't this beautiful? I mean, I don't want to blow my own whistle, but you know, I just love quilts, and the ones I make I really like, so that's a good thing, isn't it? I particularly love these little firefly catcher people, little girls, and as a little guy too. Aren't they beautiful? We don't have fireflies here in Australia that I know of. I think they're a US insect, or I think they're insects, yes. Yeah, we don't have them here, so a lovely print and an interesting print. The cat one is lovely too. But 1 down, 4 to go. This is the second binding I've put on, but I think I might leave it for today now. I love this binding. It's all one colour. And it goes really nicely with the quilt. But I ran out just there. So I had enough just to... And you really can't notice. I'm so pleased about that. And I found some other labels and I put this one on. I think it's really cute. Somebody must have given me these labels. And I think it goes really nicely with the colours and everything. So that is 2 quilts ready to quilt. But I'm going to leave it for now because my back is hurting a bit. So pleased to see the movement in getting a backup plan of quilts for small people or for someone, who needs a hug. So great. I've cut the front and the back to 9.5 inches because some of the pieces were not exactly straight and everything, and then the batting is the same, and it's important that the two right sides face each other. So that's a nice little sandwich, and then going to pin it. I've already done this one. And then I'll sew around the edges and just leave a small space here so that we can turn it inside out. And then after that, I'll sew around the edges and 1/4 inch in, and then I'll make some darts so that it forms the shape of the holder. So this is so easy to make, friends, and so handy. And you can put them in the washing machine, in the dryer. If anything happens to them, they last forever. Well, not ever. They last for years. The ones I've had now, I've had for about 5 or 6 years. And every winter I have them. This is a finished hot soup holder. And you see it fits the hot soup cup in there perfectly. Basically making it, it's a small quilt, isn't it? Somewhat like a mug rug. It's got diagonal lines going across the middle. In my original one, I did the pleats inside to make the shape. That beautiful one. But this one, these two, I have made the pleats on the outside. I'm going to give these two to the grandchildren. And they really like soup, so, and it's winter. So it's perfect size for their little hands. Well, one of them has little hands, the other one has teenage hands. But they're so cute on both sides. And that's it. I sewed around the edge, 1/4 inch in, did the diagonal quilting, did I'd say 2.5 inch darts to make the shape, and that's what we have. So easy, so economical, and very usable. This is my kitchen garden. I have an indoor kitchen garden. And yesterday afternoon, late, I had been wanting to repot my plant that John bought me. It was growing in this very nifty container, just in water. And it was time, I thought, to give it some more nutrients. So I repotted it into a glass jar. I really love some glass jars, and this is the plant. A very nice jar. I put some the clay beads in the bottom, and then some premium potting mix for indoor plants, and then the plant. And I'm hoping that it will love it. I'm just going to put it in with the garden and hope it will like it there very much. All my other plants are doing very well. I wish I had a bit more hanging space, because some of the plants, especially this one, would like to go down further, I'm thinking, and so would my China hearts. This is a beautiful little plant, and it has purple flowers. Hasn't got any flowers at the moment, but it has really long strings. Oh, there's one. Isn't it beautiful? So purple and so beautiful. Oh, there's two. So it's flowering and it likes it there, so this is good. But yeah, that's my indoor garden. My kitchen garden. I've got one in the bedroom too. But this window only gets afternoon southerly type sun, reflected sunlight, I'd say. So indoor plants don't really need that much light, although I've put them near the window and hoping that's enough to get photosynthesis going. Keep going anyway. Do you have an indoor garden or an outdoor garden? I would love an allotment. That's what I would really love, an allotment garden. That would be tops, but seeing I don't, this is the next best thing and I love it. John's been busy this morning making salmon patties, and he bought yesterday, well, it came in the post yesterday, a falafel making gadget that makes perfect falafels this size, and that's how they are. They are just perfect, bite size. I'll eat that one in a minute. But yeah, great size, great recipe. This is them frying up. Everybody loves them. John makes a nice batch at a time. We haven't had salmon patties for a while. And then he'll take them out and put them on paper towel. And we'll have them for lunch or dinner. But yummo. So this is a falafel maker that he got. You fill it up with the mixture. Make it very compact. It's like making mud bricks. And then you just eject it in, and it's got an ejection contraption on the side. And then it all comes apart and you wash it. It's so nifty. So John's churning these out now. It's such a nifty contraption, isn't it? Well worth the, how much?
$25.
$25. Is that US?
Australian.
$25 Australian, so it's about $12 US. Such a good investment. Should buy two. Thanks, John. I ordered this book a few months ago and it's finally arrived. It's a reference book and it's so useful. It's called Elizabeth Denman's Knitter's Almanac. And there's a project for each month in it. It's a lovely reference book. And yeah, I'm so happy it arrived. This week I had coffee with a friend that I've met on YouTube. She joined my channel, Jenny from Dubbo. So nice to meet you, Jen. It's beautiful. Thanks for watching, friends. That's this podcast for this week. Hope you found something of interest. Hope you try the cozies. And that's me signing off. Bye, friends. Oh, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much. Bye.